podcast, everyone, the executive podcast. I'm Wendy Erikson, and my guest today is Barry Alexander of Aquiline Drones. Welcome, Barry. And first of all, thank you so much for your support of our mission with Women in Drones to grow the number of women in the UAS and UAM industry. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And speaking of growing, I would say that's a great description of what's going on with Aquiline Drones. Oh my goodness, I see it all over, new things that you're doing and exciting things. And I think we better start out and have you tell us how it all began.
So Aquiline Drones somewhat represents a culmination of most of what I've done in my life in aviation, which goes back a solid 30 plus years. And having flown, lots of different airplanes, lots of different airlines as a captain, and flown helicopters, worked as an aircraft mechanic in different capacities, chief pilot, director of operations for different operations, with my last aviation stint being flying a 747 around the world in support of U.S. military through Air Mobility Command. This surely is an extension of what I've done in my aviation life, being that drones are aircraft and they exist within the ambit of aviation.
Yes, well, you've got the background and you have the ability to see towards the future.
Absolutely, and key personnel, also veteran aviators, both from the military and on the civilian side of things. We have 3-star retired Air Force general, 2-star retired Air Force general, 2-star Army general, all with very, very healthy aviation backgrounds. So you will find, as somewhat a key differentiator, that what sets us apart from most other drone companies is the amount of expertise that exists at the admin level at our company.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about how that expertise helps people. You basically, one thing you do is offer a virtual way for people to start a new career as a drone pilot. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so it's called Flight to the Future, and obviously can be accessed via flighttothefuture.com. And it's somewhat of a rich expose of aviation-based curricula, which specific to drone operations or drone technology. When we speak of technology and we think of what we've created over the time that we've been in existence, we describe it as an ecosystem, which now somewhat more resembles a galaxy, in that we have the underlying system architecture, which is an aviation-inspired cloud, which supports all our entire ecosystem. And from that we spawned different business verticals, trading being one of them. Understanding that we're moving into a new era where drones or drone technology has now become the fastest growing sector in the transportation industry. We have a very robust online training program that trains individuals to become competent and safe drone service operators. And so, not for nothing, but here we are on pretty much the backside of COVID, and we have a very healthy workforce, as far as people who are unemployed, underemployed, displaced, veterans, returning citizens, all wanting to get their lives on a different and powerful trajectory. And so becoming a commercial drone pilot through our program is probably the best thing that our society is seeing today, which some have described as one of the pivotal moments in aviation history.
Definitely. And let's just say with women in drones, we want to see more women do exactly what you're speaking about. But tell me about how many students you have currently involved with your program.
So the program was officially launched in September, June of last year. We did a soft launch, and it has been actually the technical build of the program, which of course, um, you know, was a collection of extreme storyboarding, videography, animation, things of that nature. It's been in production for just over 3 years, and millions of dollars in capital investment in building the entire program. So we did a soft launch in June of 2020, which allowed us to gather an initial cadre of applicants to better understand, the quirks that we needed to work on. I think we pulled in somewhere around 300 individuals then. And today, after taking the program down, shortly after that, we relaunched the version 2 of Flight to the Future sometime around January of this year. So to date, we have in excess of 600 individuals actively enrolled and working toward the end of becoming a competent and safe drone pilot.
That's excellent. Excellent numbers. And what are some of the memorable milestones among your group?
Not, are you speaking specifically to the students in the Flight to the Future program?
Yes, or anything, just some of the highlights, because as I mentioned, you have a lot going on with Aquiline, but just some more points about memorable with the students or your business in general.
Well, everything it's been quite a roller coaster of a ride from where we started off to where we are today.
Mhm.
And to think that we're the fastest growing drone company in the U.S. We have operations in about 5 different countries, about 130 strong individuals supporting those operations in 5 different countries. From inception, we built the nation's first aviation-inspired cloud specific to drone operations, allowing us to support autonomous drone operations here or anywhere in the world. That cloud, of course, is scalable and customizable to customers' requests, whether it be an individual or large enterprise. And so, thinking that, it goes further where we can actually deploy cloud clones to customers who have need for remote operations like the military, where we could deploy a cloud clone, um, on the battlefront that could support remotely whatever, infrastructure, airborne or land-based infrastructure that the military has. And so you think of building the cloud, which took somewhere in excess, just about three plus years to build, and of course millions of dollars in man hours for the technical build, as well as the hardware and software. We think of our drone on demand app, which is a novel app akin to Uber that will allow the average person to order drone services. That was built over a 3 year period, and again, millions of dollars in conjunction with a company out of the Ukraine called GBK Soft and our techies out here in the US. Then we moved to our air carrier certificate, being able to secure to purchase a defunct airline for the purpose of acquiring its FAA 135 air carrier certificate, having that transferred to the Flight Standards District Office in Enfield, Connecticut, and building it from scratch. Which, not surprisingly, on our team, we have many veteran pilots who, two of them, namely our Chief Operating Officer, Tom Keck, and our chief pilot, Dave Russo, they go back 40 years of working together and have set up in excess of 6 airlines over the years. So when people think of the monumental undertakings of Aquiline Drones, they have to recognize it being a function of having subject matter experts on the team who have done it a million times before and have the technical acumen and prowess to make it all happen.
Well, and along those lines, I understand you've also included training programs meeting the demand for home delivery, kind of a phenomenon, I guess, of the pandemic we've been experiencing. And I mean, delivery has always been out there, but boy, do we need something like that in these times, right?
Yes,
Contactless
yes.
delivery. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I mean, COVID-19 has been harsh, but with every recession, we identify opportunities, and so we don't squander those opportunities. Give us a good. It really tested our operation like it did most others, and being somewhat nimble, we somewhat pivoted every time we were challenged. We formed a very unique partnership with a company called Drone Vault out of France and the Netherlands, and purchased numerous production and sales licenses for three or four drone platforms. And so they were supposed to have about 15 engineers come to the US to work in setting up our production effort, and that all had to be done via teleconferencing, where we taped the entire production cycles for these drones and taught our people over here, because of the flight restrictions, they couldn't make it over. So that was a very good example of how we were tested and how we overcame those encumbrances. So it's been challenging, but nonetheless, um, each time we rose to the challenge. And I must say, how much I admire the tenacity and fortitude of our staff.
Mhm.
Without them, Aquiline would not be here. People sometimes think of me or refer to me as the head of the snake and the founder, but I must say and give credit to the wonderful people who work as a family here at Aquiline Drones.
Sounds like an awesome group. You touched on it earlier, but did we miss out anything else that you offer in terms of opportunities for people who want to work in the drone industry?
Yes, so let me just expound a bit on the Flight to the Future program as far as the benefits in its totality, of course. Here we have a program that's designed to take anyone over the age of 18 and train them to become a competent drone operator. We also provide free insurance for the first year, commercial drone insurance, um, to those students through our in-house insurance captive. We also provide them free access to our cloud. So we provide, a cloud subscription for the first year to assist with managing their business portfolio. We also provide them access to the Drone on Demand app, where we provide them work. So think of your average Uber driver, or Uber for drones, in this scenario, where you wake up in the morning and probably sitting on the edge of your bed looking out the window thinking what kind of day it's going to be. You activate your Drone on Demand app, and immediately you see all the jobs within a 50-mile radius of your location that are available to you as a drone service provider from this program. That, based on the proximity of the job or the value of the job, you go out there, you deploy the drone. It's already pre-programmed to do everything that it has to do. Those orders are aggregated in the system, and they are put out there from regular customers wanting drone services performed sometime in the future, but obviously not having the necessity to procure a drone or an individual pilot. They just are provided with the convenience of ordering drone services at their fingertips through an app. And so individuals could sign up for the program. It's about, I think, somewhere around $1,300. We also provide financing through PayPal. So we've essentially removed all the barriers to entry as far as getting into the program for pennies on the dollar. We finance the drone at the end of the at the end of your training, so that you could specialize in multiple areas. You get your drone, your hardware financed. We also assist in helping you put together your own business, an LLC, and then you're off to the races, where you could potentially make a six-figure salary. It's actually very realistic to make a six-figure salary having gone through the Flight to the Future program. So definitely encourage everyone to take a look at it. The overarching aspiration is to enroll in excess of 1 million individuals across the country, making this the largest workforce development initiative since the Great Depression. And so flighttothefuture.com is where it is, and everyone should take a look at it.
Yes, and I was going to say that I did watch the videos that you have on your website, and it's an extremely comprehensive program that you described, and you have a wonderful video that describes it as well. So is the website the best way for people to get more information about Aquiline drones?
Yes, flighttothefuture.com, or you could also call us up at the office, 860-361-7958, and one of our sales agents would be happy to walk you through the program. But definitely all the information is on the website, and it's accessible anywhere in this country, around the world. Anyone has access to it, and everyone should get on there.
Is there anything else you want to mention that I didn't ask you about? I know we've only scratched the surface, but I think we don't want to overwhelm people, so they can go, they know where to go for more information. But anything else you wanted to mention?
Yeah, there's like you said, it's somewhat overwhelming when you think of what we do or what we've done to date. Building an airline, building a cloud, building a drone on demand app, building Flight to the Future, which again is probably is definitely best in class, but is the best the nation or the world has seen. And it's one of those defining programs that when you get in there, you'll understand how aviation took a different direction because of Flight to the Future. So here we are on the backside of COVID, where we're experiencing new societal realities with a socially distanced environment. And so people seeking out job opportunities that would somewhat underpin the necessity to remain somewhat socially distanced. This somewhat dovetails nicely into that environment. And again, it's available to anyone, men and women, blacks, whites, Asians, everybody, which is something that we celebrate, diversity at our company. So everything we do, you will see that underlying tone of extreme diversity. And with women and drones, for example, you come to Aquiline and you see a very, very healthy mix of women on the production floor. We have, I would say, 70% of the people on the production floor are women, and 60% of people at the admin level are also women. So,
Love
so,
that.
so I think it's a great nexus, Aquiline Drones and women and drones, that we can celebrate women in aviation, women in drones, and provide that platform for exponential growth for both organizations.
And in an industry that going to have exponential growth. So it's a good time to get into it and pivot, as you mentioned. Yes.
Yes, yes. Every woman who is a member of Women in Drones should go through Flight to the Future, the program, and we'll support that endeavor.
Well, we appreciate that support, as I said earlier. Thank you so much. Thank you, Barry Alexander of Aquiline Drones, for your explanation of the wonderful things, exciting things that are going on with your company. And we look forward to continued success and for checking back in with you and getting more information at a future date.
Of course, and as things relax, I encourage you and anyone in your organization to try to head up to Connecticut and see firsthand the difference that is being made in this industry, and hopefully that would inspire other people, knowing that we're on track to make Connecticut the drone capital of the U.S. It's a good place to start. So thanks for having me. I appreciate the platform. I appreciate your time, your candor, and also the warm reception.